Hello friends, good morning. Let me continue my video series on mathematics for machine learning. This is my second lecture on linear algebra. So we have a concept of vector space. Consider an n-tuple for Rm. There is a story. I'll go through the story. First, there came the natural numbers 1, 2, 3 counting numbers from the days of Egyptians. We have the natural numbers. Then came the set of integers 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and it goes on. Then came the rationals, Pythagorean brotherhood. They considered the fractions a by b, where a and b are integers and b not equal to 0. So that is the rationals. And then there came the real numbers. Okay, we have the irrational numbers e, pi, root 2, and the rationals. Then came R2, which is complex numbers, the pair of numbers AB, where A and B are reals. Then the natural extension is Rn, which we are talking of vectors from Rn, and that looks like the n-tuples x1, x2, xn. That's a point in Rn. And then there came the set R infinity, which is the sequences n. And then there came R to the power a, where a is a set, which is R to the power a is nothing but the set of functions from real valued functions from a to r. So that is our number system, and we are considering Rn, the n-tuples in the vector space. Now Rn with the addition operation plus is a group, because as per the definition of group, that's an algebraic structure. Galois discovered it first, and group theory came into being. The group is closed for two vectors x and y from Rn. X plus y is also in Rn. Then it is associative. X plus y plus z is same as x plus y plus z. That's associative. And that has an identity element 0, because 0 plus x equal to x plus 0 equal to x for all x in Rn. So that's the identity element, and then each element x has an inverse. For an x, the x inverse is minus x, which also belongs to Rn. For x in Rn, minus x also belongs to Rn. So we call Rn plus is a vector space. For any vector space V, which is a subset of Rn, if these properties hold, then we call V plus is a vector space. Now we can think of V minus 0 and the multiplicative operation dot. That's also a vector space. for V equal to Rn, that's the vector space. Now let me talk about linear independence of two vectors. Two vectors x and y are called linearly independent if for all alpha beta in real line R, alpha x plus beta y equal to 0 implies alpha equal to beta equal to 0. So two vectors x and y are independent if alpha x plus beta y equal to 0 implies alpha equal to 0, beta equal to 0. So alpha x plus beta y cannot be 0 if any of alpha and beta is not null. So that's the definition of linear independence. Says 0 1 and 1 0 in R2 plus are linearly independent. If you take 0 1 and 1 0, any linear combination of 0 1 and 1 0 is non-zero when alpha or beta is not equal to 0. So 0 1 and 1 0 are linearly independent. Now there is a concept of basis. A basis is a collection of maximum number of linearly independent vectors in vector space V plus. So that's the concept of basis. It requires Zone's lemma, a deep mathematics, to prove that every vector space has a basis. Every vector space has a basis. That needs deep mathematics to prove. But we considered the assumption every vector space has a basis. Now we go to the rank of a matrix. Now if we have a matrix A n by n, A1, A11, A12 dot 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 A1n, A21, A22 dot 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 A2n, then AN1, AN2 dot 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 ANN. That's n by n matrix. Now each of the columns of A are elements of Rn. So the linear combination of the columns of A form a column space of A, and that's a vector space. So column space of A is equal to alpha x plus beta y, all the linear combinations where x and y are columns of A. That's the column space, and that's a vector space. One can easily prove that if we take two elements from columns of A, then some of these elements belongs to columns of A, etc. And then since it's a vector space, it has a basis. It's a vector space. Now it has a vector space. It has a basis by Zone's lemma. So it has dimension. Dimension is number of vectors in the basis. It has a dimension. Now for a matrix, the dimension of column space of A is the rank of A and equals the dimension of row space of A. That needs a bit of mathematics to show the dimension of column space of A is same as dimension of column space of row space of A, and it is a bit tricky to prove it for a rectangular matrix A m by n, because column space is a subset of Rm, Rn, and the column and the row space is a subset of Rm. So it's a bit tricky, but one can prove that rank of A is the dimension of column space of A. So we define rank of A as the cardinality of is a dimension of row space of A. The dimension on column space of a row space or column space, whatever you say. And if rank of A is 0, then the matrix is singular, it cannot be inverted. If a rank of A is positive, then the matrix is non-singular and it can be inverted. So that's the rank of A, definition of rank of A in linear algebra. For a matrix A, the vectors x such that x equal to 0 forms the null space of A. Null space of A and column space of A are orthogonal, and the sum of the dimension is total dimension is n. So that's the definition of rank of A from the concept of vector space. And rank of A is positive, means the matrix is non-singular and it can be inverted. I'll be stopping here. Thank you.